Gonzalo García, what a revelation it's been. What a player who comes from the academy of Real Madrid and moves into the first team at just 21 years old, takes advantage of an opportunity with Mbappé being sick. And Real Madrid moving on to the semifinals with a 3-2 win.
Well, the Golden Boot winner in Europe saying, this is still my team, this is still my tournament. It's going to be amazing to see what he does against PSG in the semis. Alex, Perlman, Stefano Fusaro, back with you. And this is a tournament that we thought Real Madrid would be very, very confident in, very comfortable. And we saw it. I mean, most of this match, they had the better of the run of play against Borussia Dortmund. Yes, they made a late run, and Dean Howson getting that red card in the 94th minute certainly doesn't help going forward. What was your take on what Real Madrid was able to do against the German powers?
It's clearly they are having this is a team now that I think benefiting a lot from this tournament with a new manager in Xabi Alonso. There's a lot of pressure on him to perform at this level. I don't know how much confidence I had in him to truly have success in his first season at Real Madrid. But playing in this tournament has been a blessing in disguise for Xabi to be able to understand the team and the players that he has and how he needs to deploy them. And this was, for about 85 to 88 minutes, an absolute masterclass from Real Madrid. Were fantastic. They were playing exact the style that they wanted to play. What Xabi Alonso was put out on the pitch, getting great performances from the new players, from Dean Howson until the very end, obviously. Gonzalo García has been an incredible revelation and really helping put some, plug some holes. A Kylian Mbappé size hole that obviously has been injured, was a little sick to start the tournament. He does get in and get the game winner, but what he got from Gonzalo García, what he's getting from Vinicius, Arda Güler has been fantastic in this tournament as well. This is a team that is ready to kind of keep moving forward and better their season from last year where they didn't win anything. And that doesn't happen at Real Madrid. And that's why we're in this situation where Xabi Alonso is heading this team. Yes, there are some things that they still need to get better. At the very end of this game, it was wide open, and it really could have come down to the very end. They get the penalty late, Borussia Dortmund does, and make it 3-2. Obviously, they finish it off. There was a really good opportunity at the end for Sabitzer for Dortmund. At the end of the day, Real Madrid, rightly so, on to the semifinal. There are some things to work out, but this was a fantastic performance from them for the majority of this match. This Real Madrid side looks motivated going into the European season, and they're trying to really to get a trophy, get back into winning ways, and that would be huge for them to win this Club World Cup, so it'll be really fun to see.
I mean, I would make the argument that no team has been helped out more by the FIFA Club World Cup than Real Madrid, with Xabi Alonso coming in, making an immediate impact. This going forward seems to really be able to help them because they got sort of an off-season of training in competitive matches in a lot of ways.
Yeah, absolutely, and no one is probably happier than the Garcia brothers, if you want to call them that, right? Fran Garcia
Los Hermanos Garcia.
Yeah, exactly. Los Hermanos Garcia. Fran Garcia obviously gets the second one, but Gonzalo García, what a revelation it's been. What a player who comes from the academy of Real Madrid and moves into the first team at just 21 years old, takes advantage of an opportunity with Mbappé being sick and having some injuries after a long season, getting his chances. And look at this, 4 goals in 5 matches, 11 shots, 7 of them on target, and he's had a goal contribution in every single match. This is what you talk about when we talk about wanting to go out and get players and make your team want to go out and purchase and make transfers. If you can make a star and have a star is born moment from a player that's coming from your academy, that's just a bonus, especially for a club like Real Madrid that is going to go out and spend money on players. But they have this now. They had this player who was just kind of marinating, right, in the youth system of Real Madrid, and now getting up and having his moment. And that's why this tournament is great, because you have these players that can really seize their opportunities and take it, and Garcia has done that, and he's been fantastic.
I mean, he's worth less than $1 million. It's unbelievable. He got 4 goals and an assist.
For Real Madrid. Like, it's not just for any club, right? For the best, one of the most famous, if not the most famous club in the world, and having that success, it's massive.
With arguably the best player in the world in Kylian Mbappé, who is very much back after that incredible stoppage time goal. I mean, that really shows you what he is able to do. And and this was a really touching moment after he scored with the 2-0, the 20 for Diogo Jota.
Yeah, you've seen it all over the footballing world the last couple of days since obviously the untimely passing of Diogo Jota in that car accident, and all of the players are really bound together in solidarity for him. And you see it, scored goals. Ousmane Dembele did the same thing where, you know, he did one of his Diogo Jota's trademark celebration after he scored a goal in their quarterfinal. Before the game, moment of silence. It really does show the family and the brotherhood that is football, and the footballing world will always kind of put everything aside and understand what's really important, put things into perspective.
Yeah.
It is beautiful to see from obviously a very tragic moment and a terrible week for the footballing world, but at least you see these moments where players, even at their biggest moments, Mbappé scored a massive goal, a game-winning goal, and still has that moment to make sure he puts up the 2-0 for Diogo Jota, so we all remember and put everything in perspective that this is just a game that we all love and are passionate about. But it's a fantastic moment.
It is great to see him back, though, and scoring and making a huge impact, because this is a guy that won the Golden Boot, and we know when he is on the pitch, Real Madrid is infinitely better. I'm not even sure you could put a number on how much he changes this team and this offense.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, he is who he is for a reason. He is one of the best scorers, if not maybe the best goal scorer in the world. And you saw immediately when he gets into the game, even after having some injuries, even clearly not 100% fit, still has such an impact in the game. Forget the goal. Just his movement on the pitch, him being on the pitch automatically gets two defenders looking at his way every single time. Opens up for everyone else. And even with that, he finds his space in the box and scores an absolute banger to end up winning the game. So it's still, the quality that he has is still at the very top, and he has to lead this side. We can talk about Garcia all we want. We can talk about all the new signings, Trent Alexander-Arnold. We can talk about if Mbappé is not the leader for this team, they're not going to win anything. He needs to be the guy, and he will be the guy if they're going to have success this season.
How about for Borussia Dortmund? I mean, this is a team that we did not expect to be seeing in Champions League. They finished top 4 in the Bundesliga, a miracle finish in a lot of ways. And then they bring that success into the Club World Cup. They get to the quarterfinals. Oh, yeah, by the way, they made $52 million in 5 matches. Not a bad summer. This is a club that going forward, I think, can benefit a lot from this experience. What do you see from this starting 11 going into Bundesliga play?
Yeah, I mean, this is a solid 11 in the Bundesliga.
Of course, it could change a lot.
Of course, there's still the transfer window is still wide open, and there will probably be some adjustments here to the squad. But I think that this was a good tournament for Borussia Dortmund and for Niko Kovac. After that miraculous top 4 finish at the very end for Borussia Dortmund, this is now kind of trying to build off of that late success last season. And again, another team that is benefiting from the Club World Cup, not just financially, obviously, just getting to the quarterfinals, taking home $50 million. The club will love that. But it's more about building off of that success late in the season. I think that Borussia Dortmund will be back to where they were a couple of seasons ago, where they will be at the top of Bundesliga, fighting for the title along with Bayern Munich in Germany. And you're starting to see some of that flair that they have, some of the aggressiveness that they have, and of course, they have Sergio Guirassy, who was the leading goal scorer in the Champions League up until they got eliminated last season, and going to have to be the leader for that team. He has to have another 35-goal season if Dortmund wants to have success. But I like my chances. I'm putting my money on him because he is a fantastic goal scorer that has clearly taken that position and really held on to it and going to be a leader for this Dortmund side.
43 goals in all competitions for Guirassy last season for Dortmund. So the semifinal is set, and this is a good one. Look at this. Fluminense and Chelsea. Can Fluminense continue their incredible run to the semis? And then the real heavy-hitting matchup, PSG and Real Madrid.